boom, shaka laka laka. Blues Traveler covering Sly and the Family Stone. They used to put out these compilations years ago. I probably still have them on CD. They were called Hempilation. And they're all like covers of stoner songs and things like that, or stoner adjacent, whatever. I always loved this Blues Traveler take on this song.
This is great.
Yeah, great song.
I love Blues Traveler.
Yeah, they're going back out. I mean, it's a band that's, I feel, either by design or by accident, has kind of been missing for a minute, but they're going back out. I would love to see Blues. I saw them on remember the Horde tour? I saw Blues Traveler on the Horde tour years ago. It was, I think it changed every year, but I saw Blues Traveler. It was like Black Crowes and Lenny Kravitz. A band from Pittsburgh that was hot for a minute called Rusted Root. Remember Rusted Root?
Yeah.
Send me on my way.
Send me my way.
On my way.
On my way.
Yeah, they had one big
Send me
hit
my way.
that got used in every cartoon for about 15 years.
The trailer for Matilda. It might have been in the actual movie.
Yeah.
What? That homeboy?
Yeah.
Send me on my way.
That's Rusted
That's
Root.
Ice Age.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They got big off that one song.
Homeboy.
I used to work with the drummer's wife when I worked for PBS.
Do you know
And
who?
nice people, but that is a band that ate itself alive.
Do you know who the main character is played by in Ice Age, Bill?
Dennis Leary?
No.
Oh, right. Hey, I'm a monkey or something. I don't know this movie.
A monkey or something.
Or a sloth. I don't know.
Nope.
This is prehistoric. Oh, I'm a woolly mammoth. Yeah. Oh,
Right, it was Ray Romano.
Look at me. I'm so woolly.
People forget Dennis Leary has all that Ice Age
Mhm.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'll pop up every so often. Dennis Leary's in something now.
He's a saber-toothed tiger.
Right. John Leguizamo
Mhm.
was the little annoying thing or whatever.
Doesn't anybody love me?
There you go. But those movies made a lot of money. So
I
those guys
loved
all
Ice
have-
Age. The original Ice
I
Age was
only
like
saw
one
the
of my
very first
favorite
one.
movies. I loved it.
I
It's
think-
cute.
I think I only saw the first one. Yeah, I was a little.
They made like 9 of them.
Yeah. I was a little old for those, and then my kids weren't really into those ones. Or they might, I don't.
I think that
remember
skipped
them.
them because
Yeah.
I was like a teenager, I feel like, when
Yeah.
they came out. Maybe like early teens.
Well, anyway, I play that song because they have determined that the kids are getting high AF. Young Americans are using pot and hallucinogens at a record rate. So the only thing that's gone down is Molly.
I mean, those are the best ones to use.
Because it's not 1995 anymore.
If your kids are going to be on drugs, pot and hallucinogens, that's better than heroin or cocaine.
Yeah.
Because those all are mixed up with fentanyl. So take some shrooms, go on a trip, kids.
I was talking about the trip we just went on with our married parent friends. They were all not all of them, but I mean, more than a couple of them, they were chowing shrooms. And I was like, God, I couldn't tell you the last time I did mushrooms.
I did them when we were
It's
on
not like
vacation and we went to that cabin. I didn't.
But were you kind of microdosing?
I mean, I
or-
took a pretty good amount
You
one
did,
day,
I guess.
but it wasn't like. So the first time I took shrooms, I've only done them twice. The first time I did them, it was like I was on shrooms. Like
Right.
it was.
Your
it was,
trippy trip.
Yeah, it was a full trip. This time it was like I felt great. It was a great day, but I never got to that level that I got the first time. And it was like being high on really good weed. Just like I was giggly and having a good time, but it wasn't like trippy. It was just nice. I just felt great.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me, and I'm always worried when the opportunity presents itself. I'm always worried now that I'm not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Well, and
it's
you can't be worried going into it because then you won't have a good time.
right.
Your attitude going into it is like super important, from what I hear.
Well, that is true, but again, I don't even know if it's accurate. But for me, historically, I've differentiated between acid and mushrooms. Those have been two different kinds of trips for me.
I've
Yeah.
never even done acid. That
Okay.
one-
Well, that you very much have to be in the right frame of mind, or else you'll sit on a chair for 5 hours wondering why the floor is trying to eat you.
Right.
Right? You can't have like a bad brain going into that. Shrooms, though, it's been a long time. And I'm like, the last thing I need,
Mm-hmm.
right, is a professional man and a parent
You have a bad
is
trip.
to have a bad. I just
Something's
don't.
unlocked,
I'll
and then
be
you're not the
pissed,
same.
I'll be or whatever. I wouldn't. My brain doesn't even go that far with it. Just in the moment, having a bad time.
So my one brother, 28-hour workday, the one that I fight with all the time, hit me up and was like, "What do you know about psychedelics?" And I was
Right.
like, "Interesting. What are you looking into?" He goes, "Well, I've heard that things like acid or MDMA or mushrooms can really break down the ego of some people and make them more tolerable." And I was like,
Ego death.
I was like, "So instead of going to therapy, you want to do MDMA?" Like, this is
Oh, they're prescribing that
Well-
for people now, and they're like, it does amazing things for people, and they're right.
because he's such a stubborn person. I was like, this honestly might be great for you. Like, I was like, this might be the thing that actually gets through to you, you know? So I told him, I was like, I would definitely suggest starting with mushrooms and starting with microdosing. Please do not, because he's never done, he smoked weed in high school, but I don't think he's ever been like drunk, but he's drank a little bit. I'm like, I don't think your first experience with drugs needs to be MDMA. That's pretty intense.
Drink lots of water.
Right.
Your family's so weird.
Aren't they
because
crazy?
there's- Well, because like you go so far with everything, and then you have your brothers who both I feel like are kind of teetotalers. Like I don't think your oldest
they're-
brother,
They're Christians now, but they smoked weed in high school.
but they didn't like ever really
They weren't partiers. They
Party
didn't do
and drink or
drugs.
anything like
Yeah,
that,
they didn't
yeah.
do anything like that. So when I got that text,
nerds.
I was like, this is interesting. He's like, I've been doing a lot of research. I've been reading a lot up on it. And it seems like something that I think can really help. And I was like, hey, man, if you want to do mushrooms, just get with somebody that has done them and they essentially babysit you.
I'll do mushrooms with your brother.
Yeah.
We'll have
You
a
want-
good time. Yeah.
I didn't throw it out there because I'm kind of in the same boat as Alan, where I'm like, I'm doing okay right now. I feel like I don't want to unlock anything that's not meant to be unlocked.
I spent a lot of years doing a lot of
Should I do-
things, and I was like, I'm fine. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. You know, even this past weekend up north, like recreationally, for a half a second, I was like, when I saw somebody pull the gallon Ziploc bag out, I was like, But Gwen and I looked at each other like, we're not gonna, right? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And we're fine. Like, just we drank and had fun, and you know,
Late
and
show
everybody
Saturday.
else had a good time too. They were fine. It wasn't like we couldn't. It wasn't like everyone was splayed across furniture.
Right.
It was fine. It just
Right.
wasn't. I wasn't feeling it.
Late show Saturday at my taping. I'll take mushrooms before I go on.
Why would you do that?
Make that the mushroom set.
There you go.
You release a
Because
whole second
I'll
one.
have 3, pretty much all.
I guess. But
Maybe,
you gotta. Are you
maybe.
gonna do it like an hour beforehand, or you're gonna take them
Like
before
as soon as I get done with the early show, I'll
So
take
that way
them
you'll
then.
be
so
tripping
they'll-
by the time you
so
get there.
By
Yeah.
the time it starts, they'll be kicked in. I'll be like, whoa.
Tomorrow.
What
and,
are even jokes, man?
tomorrow and Friday here on this show, 420, mushroom head tickets
Hey.
for Halloween. Hey, Poundcake, are you on the phone? Are you ready to do the Poundcake sports break?
I was just on the phone, but I'm ready to go now.
Ready to go now?
Play ball! This is a Pound Cake Sports Break!
In the headlines today, if you ever wanted to buy a Super Bowl ring, here's your chance. Ex-New York Giants star Hakeem is selling his Super Bowl 46 ring. This little piece of history could be yours. Bidding starts at a cool $25,000. But experts say it could go for well over $80,000. Small price to pay for holding the ring to the game that was used to upset Tom Brady in 2012. So, just throwing that out there. Also, speaking of Tom Brady, this is something I am not prepared for. Rumor has it that the football legend is making an appearance on The Masked Singer. The story broke on TMZ, courtesy of King Jong, one of the judges, noticing the stature of one of the contestants and said that it was giving him footballer vibes. I don't know what that means, but okay. Tom Brady has been missing training camp due to a personal issue, and it happens to be right around the same time filming Wrapped. Seems a little fishy to me. And no, the costume is not a fish or a goat, but you'll have to watch The Masked Singer to know for sure. The new season airs September 21st. And lastly, big news coming to Cleveland. I heard from a little birdie that the powers that be are in talks to bring Major League Soccer to the city. How exciting. Cleveland will once again be an international city. Remember when LA brought David Beckham from England? That could be us. Can't wait to see someone bend it like Beckham, but be careful. Don't bend it too far because it's Cleveland and you might break it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this Poundcake Sports Break.
Play ball! This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
I had a hard time following that one.
Yeah, you okay?
Did you get hit in the head in the break, or are you all right? It
Why? What was wrong about it?
was hard to follow.
How so? What was hard to follow about it?
Kind of all over the place and jumbling your words up and.
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's
Performance. The delivery was a little shaky.
It was okay. It was fine.
Well, this is the first time I was doing it on my phone versus it on the computer last time. So
You
I
think
guess
you're
I'm-
better
I
on
thought
the
you always
computer?
did it on your phone.
I do it on my phone, but last time I was using my phone as the camera, so I had to do it through my email. So it kind of just
You should, why don't you just print it up in big font?
I don't know
Give yourself like
who prints things out anymore.
a guy who's doing a thing where he's having a hard time reading the script.
Yep. Okay, that was like the one time out of.
No, I know. I'm not. I'm just breaking your balls. I mean, yeah, it's all good.
I like the idea of a professional soccer team coming to Cleveland, though.
What about the Cleveland Crunch? Isn't that a professional soccer team? What am I missing?
It's not Major League.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
not
It's,
Major League
it's not
Soccer.
MLS, but it is they're like professional soccer coming to Cleveland. It's not MLS, but it is professional soccer.
Well, it's not Major League
Yeah, it's
Soccer.
not Major League. Major
And
League is
that's-
major money.
That's the biggest one, and also, I don't think the Cleveland Crunch that was indoor soccer, and that hasn't been around in a while.
I mean, Columbus has the Crew. Is that correct? They still have the
Yes.
Crew?
The Crew, and then there's Cincinnati FC or FC Cincinnati. I think they got a team.
I thought Cleveland had an FC.
No.
I mean, that's not MLS either.
Well, there was a semi-pro team, and they would tweet at us from time to time. I can't remember what the name is though, but I would love. I mean, what would be good?
That's you're thinking of Jackie Moon.
No.
Oh.
That's. But that should be the Cleveland Tropics.
Yes, the Cleveland Tropics.
Make
Why
that
not
the
that?
soccer team?
Yeah.
Dude, so where are they gonna play? Do we get a new stadium? I love a nice, big, expensive stadium.
They're not going to build a stadium
Soccer stadium.
for
Why?
Major League Soccer.
Well, where are we gonna play? Where
They're
are they
not-
gonna play?
I
They'd
don't know,
probably
an
work
existing thing.
out a
Where?
deal with one of the college stadiums around, or with First Energy or something like that.
Nah,
Mhm.
we need like a $50 million stadium somewhere. There's some room downtown. Come on.
It's me, Jackie. Let's get started.
Oh, Love
Yeah.
Me Sexy is such a great song. Oh.
Cleveland Kickers.
Kickers?
Yeah.
The Cleveland Kickers?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Aw,
I'm
come
trying to think
on.
of a fun name for the Cleveland soccer team that's headed here. They go
There's
to
already
Forest.
a Cleveland Kickers.
Okay.
I would say Cleveland Forest, but not with Deshaun Watson in the city.
What about
Wait, the what?
Force.
The Forest.
Oh,
that
the
was
Force.
what about we bulldoze over the Lakefront Nature Preserve and put a stadium there,
Yes. Let's bulldoze the nature preserve.
right behind the Defense Department?
There won't be any pushback on that. While we're at it, why don't we just take some of NASA's property?
They don't need all that. I'm sure they're probably working with like half a shop anyways. They probably laid off a bunch of people.
I don't know. I asked Bill. He works there.
I don't work there. I just shop there.
Okay, finally, let's just get rid of Burke, and then they could put the soccer stadium there.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's.
This has been
The Alan Cox Show, pandering to soccer fans.
That friggin' gnat is in here.
Oh,
I look like I'm. I look like
wash
I'm.
your
thanks
ass,
a lot,
Alan.
Bug Boy.
Look like I'm casting a spell. Would you wash your ass, Poundcake?
It trailed all the way.
Yeah, it's
in
made
there.
its way all the way up there.
Well, my sports break
I went
stunk,
bu-
so it found the way into your studio. I'm sorry.
The content was fine. It was the delivery that sucked.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Jumble mouth. That was too harsh. I love you.
Well, and if jumble mouth, and if the content, if the delivery's bad, it doesn't matter if the content is good, right?
Yeah.
Fine, I should practice more then.
I think you should practice. less.
I'm saying make it right. Work smarter, not harder. Just make it easier on yourself. If you're squinting trying to read off a phone, don't do that.
Well, here's what I think is I don't think you need to read it word for word. You know where you're going with these things. You know the stories. So it's not like you have to go.
Oh, you want him off book?
Yeah, just be a little looser with it.
I know, but I read it in my own words for that reason because I don't want a Bob Evans moment.
Usually, I think this one jumped out because usually you nail him. And this one just felt weird.
Okay.
We all, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Everyone has an off day.
Of course. I have them every day. Alan Mary is right. I drink a fifth a night because I hate my wife and kids, and the bottle is cheaper than divorce and
See?
adoption.
I know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, that guy, an extreme case. I drink every night because I hate my wife and my kids. Well, I'm sure they love you, sir.
There's so many things
You're
people
fifth a night. I
people-
wonder why you don't have a good relationship with them.
people drink to do just all kinds of stuff to get out of childhood.
Just take ayahuasca. You can
Trauma.
vomit and have
That was the
diarrhea
other
at the
thing.
same time.
My brother asked about ayahuasca. I was like, you need like a shaman for that. Like you can't just
It's
get
a guided
that.
thing.
Right.
There's no at-home ayahuasca
Right,
kit,
you're
by
gonna
the
go
way.
into the desert for a week.
Yeah, he's going 0 to 80.
Right. I was like, you're not doing ayahuasca.
Also, dude, even if it's expensive, get the divorce if you're not happy. Go be happy.
I
Figure it out.
I feel like if you are not happy with your wife and then you cheat on her, you're like kind of in a bind because once you file for divorce, she's gonna get you for everything worse because she's like, you cheated on me. I'm like, but we hated each other.
Yeah, but infidelity is not illegal.
No, but I'm just saying it will come out in divorce and you can get a
Right,
bigger
but
settlement that way. It's
no, that you won't necessarily get more money just because of infidelity.
Oh, okay. I thought there was like, being unfaithful or whatever.
Well,
that
that's-
was a
Maybe in a
clause.
Tyler
abso-
Perry movie.
That's absolutely something you would introduce into the proceedings. You would say irreconcilable differences, or they call it abandonment of affections or something like that. In some states, you are right.
North
some
Carolina,
sta-
you can
North
sue
Carolina,
the
that's
person
right.
that they cheated with,
Yes.
which is so petty. That is so petty. You can't sue your husband.
Well,
which
it's a
is his mistress.
very emotional situation.
I'm
you
surprised
know,
you're not a lawyer, Poundcake, because I feel like you'd have such a good time being a divorce lawyer.
I just want to be like the typewriter, the sassy typewriter in the courtroom, like, ooh, my hand just
What
starts
do
going. Oh, I can't believe it.
I bet you
Mm-hmm.
$50,000 he can't tell me what that is actually called.
what's what called?
Courtroom journalist.
It's not a courtroom journalist. What are they journaling?
What's going on in the court, what's going on in the trial. It's
No.
documentation,
No,
transcripts.
no.
What are they doing?
Bill, tell him what that person is called.
That would be a stenographer.
A what?
Exactly.
He's like, I know, they report it.
That's right.
They got that little ass typewriter.
Yeah, why do they have a typewriter? Why ain't they printing stuff out then? Since they got their degree and they know everything.
I don't know. It's all shorthand. I don't even know shorthand.
Patrice.
My
said-
grandma writes in shorthand. So she's got like journals and journals and journals from all these years of just writing down like every day she journals. She doesn't even do anything except journal. She's like, I wrote my journal today. And that's what she writes in her journal. Like it's
Looking at
but
the
she's
birds
got
again.
so many journals and it's all so we don't even know how to read it. Stupid gnat. We got in the break. We're catching this gnat. We're killing this thing.
I'm gonna
We're
poop.
working
You want
together.
me to do it in here?
We're working together. We're
it
catching
comes
this
through?
thing.
Let's get that turret up and running and get that gnat. All right, I'm going to break. If you want to text for something, 35192. Listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7.
WMMS. The Buzzard has come home to roost in downtown Cleveland. And all this week, we're celebrating by bringing you downtown for the Smashing Pumpkins and Jane's Addiction Show coming to Rocket Mortgage.